This is your sign to take that trip that you've always wanted to go on, or that you've been planning but put to the side for a while now. And today I'll be talking about a trip that I planned a little bit after when COVID happened. And yeah, basically, I was playing a game. It's a shooting game called Valorant. And on this game, I was just playing late at night, probably past like midnight, and I got queued up with some cool people. And after that game, we ended up adding each other, and it ended up being group of people, a group of people who were around my age. I'm currently 24. Um, at that time, probably early 20s, but we basically just started talking more, and we had a lot in common. We played the same games, we had a lot of similar interests, and we also, you know, wanted to connect with people, especially after, being inside our like homes for so long during that time period, during quarantine, right? And so every day we would basically just talk. We would be in a Discord call and just talk about life, talk about the current struggles that we were going through, and we built a very like close connection, I would say, for that time. And we got to know each other really well on a deeper and more like personal level. We talked about our struggles and life experiences that were maybe things that you wouldn't necessarily tell people, um, because you're either heard about it or it's something very personal, stuff like that. But anyways, after having this close connection with these people for a while, there came up an idea of a trip. And with that trip, I would basically fly over or drive over to the state that they were all in and stay with them for maybe a week, a few days. And these were people that I have never met in person, right? I've only saw them on a screen, and we've known each other for like a year or so, but it was something definitely risky, right? Because I've never hung out with them in person. But something about this time and just the feeling that I got from talking to them, I could tell that they were great people. You know, sometimes you just know, right? And so we decided to plan something. So that month, I remember it was summertime. It was very hot, but I ended up going to the state that they were in and meeting my friends and staying with them, you know, in their areas. And so I end up in one area where my brothers were staying at that time and got familiar with it. And then my friends picked me up from their place and we drove all the way down to where their school is and where they were living at, right? Now, the school, which is a university, and where they were living at was very close. It was like a town full of students basically near the beach, and it was a very interesting experience because I've never, experienced life like that and weather like that, being close to the beach, it being like misty in the evening with like fog, and it being super cold. I'm used to a dry desert, but that's besides the point. um I start talking to them on the drive back, and there's a little bit of like tension because of course we're meeting each other for the first time, but after a while we just start talking like we have been naturally over the phone or over our screens, and it was awesome. I don't know what other way to put it, but it was nice to see everybody and to see the people that I developed a very good connection to. And I'm grateful that they allowed me to, stay with them, right? And experience that for myself and that area. So we would go out late at night to a gas station or to a store that was open late, and we would just, eat a lot of food, a lot of junk food, just talk to each other. We went bowling, I remember. We actually had my first time, smoking there. But it was honestly really fun. And so, me and one of my friends there, his name is Josh, we also were friends with a different group of people. And after I stayed with the first people, we ended up going to a different area in that state and staying with other people as well. And that was a whole other experience because I got to see a whole new area. It was near a lake, I believe, and it was super nice. We got a lot of good food and had a lot of good memories. We went to a different beach also and had some like late night donuts, I believe, and like tacos, and it was a different experience, but you know, I was able to build these connections and stay with these people for a few days or a week and honestly just enjoy life. We didn't really have any other thoughts, it was very like very pure, very, you know, I don't know how else to describe it, but it was so much fun. And that's why I'm on here trying to tell you that this is your sign to take that trip because the money will come back. You can always work. Maybe it's hard to find a job, but once you do, the money will come back. You'll make do. Now, the experiences that you can have and, the people that you can really connect with can pass, right? People come and go, people move, people are doing their own things. But if you have an opportunity to do something with people that you genuinely connect with at the time, do it. It is so worth it. Now, even if you don't maintain that connection with that person, you still went through those events and that time period with them, and you could still be grateful for them. It's the past, yes, but you really enjoyed it and you had a good experience. And what else is there to say, right? you know? You lived life purely and genuinely. You get to experience so many different things and deal with so many different people, and it's just amazing. But that's my app for this video. Take that trip, money will come back. That's it. Peace.